everyone! Today in our orange math book, we're going to be using repeated subtraction to figure out our division. So just like we use repeated addition to do our multiplication, today we're going to be using repeated subtraction to do our division. I have a couple of examples up on the board. Let's try some together. All right, let's look at this first one, the 12 divided by 2. So I'm going to take my 12 and I'm going to subtract 2. And go ahead and call it out. What is 12 subtract 2? If you have 10, you're right. And then we're going to do 10. We're taking our answer. Subtract 2 again. What does that equal? 8. You're right. Now we're going to put 8 over here. Subtract 2 equals, you got it, 6. 6 subtract 2 equals 4. 4 subtract 2 equals 2. And 2 subtract 2 equals 0. You keep doing the repeated subtraction until you get an answer of 0. And you are always subtracting by what you are dividing by. So you're going to start with your number and you're always subtracting with what you're dividing by. And you keep going until you get to 0. So now let's see how many times did we have to subtract to get that answer. We had to subtract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, which is perfect because 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Let's do another example. Let's look at this one, the one that is 25 subtract 5. So I want you to think, what is our number that we're starting with? We're starting with 25. Just going to put a squiggle on here so that we know what we're looking at. And what are we subtracting? We're subtracting 5. So 25 subtract 5. Let's make that look like an equal sign and not a greater than sign. Equals 20. Now I take this answer, put it back over here. 20 subtract 5 equals 15. You got it. 15 subtract 5 equals, use your 100 chart if you need, 10. 10 subtract 5 equals 5. And 5 subtract 5 equals 0. So I'm at my 0. Now I get to count how many times I subtracted. Subtracted once, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Now let's look at what you need to be doing in your book. So these ones look just like up on the board. So let's do one of them together. Let's do this one, 21 subtract 7. So I'm going to write down 21 subtract 7, and that equals 14. Bring that one back down. 14 subtract 7 again equals 7. 7 subtract 7 equals 0. So that means I subtracted 1, 2, 3 times. So 21 divided by 7 equals 3. The other page that you're going to be doing is they have the subtraction done for you, but you have to come up with what the subtraction or the division sentence is. So let's do this one together. So we know that this is going to be our first number, And we know that whatever we're dividing by is what we're subtracting by. So every time we're subtracting by 10, so we must be dividing by 10. And now let's see how many times did we have to subtract. We subtracted 1, 2 times. And 20 divided by 10 equals 2. If you have any questions, you know where to find me.